What's up, fellow breakers? Dragon Lord Kai here. I'm going to try and help you with the builds on Tempest, see if I can give you some ideas on maybe better ways to use this class. The first Tempest build I want to talk to you about is my standard aggro build. I'm sure it's everybody's aggro build. Focus, Mana, Fervor, Recklessness. This build is alright. The only thing is that no matter how much you pump into it, like I have maxed out Focus Mana, maxed out Recklessness, gotten a legendary Wind Gauntlet, and that thing still barely hits for anything unless you are directly up on the person. And, you know, that's fine, I guess. Even with that 20% in the air, you still don't, for some reason, hit very hard. In my opinion, Wind really does need either a buff to its damage, or it needs a buff to less mana being consumed per shuriken thrown. Now, all that being said, this class can do some damage up close if you are really good at it. And the class does take a certain skill set. It is really good at staying off the ground, so against earth people you may have a little bit of an advantage, but against ice people you're going to be a floating target, so you got to be really careful with that. Recklessness being on the class, you could always swap Fervor for Fortitude and have that option as well. Now, this is going to be the second build that I want to show you, and this next build I want to show you is a little bit more defense heavy. As you can see, I replace Recklessness with Recovery right off the bat to give you that extra little bit of sustain. You can stay in the fight a little longer, take those hits, not worry about the storm as much, as I've explained in my other video. You know, because you keep healing constantly every time you take health damage, and the storm counts as obviously health damage. So it's definitely going to help you stay in the fight longer, which is good because you don't do much damage. Dexterity is another one that's pretty good for Wind because, you know, it keeps you off the ground. It reduces the mana cost for you to stay off the ground. You can keep attacking while you're in the air and, you know, worry about less mana. I think that Featherfall plus Dexterity is an excellent combo for Tempest. The only problem is, again, ice. You know what I mean? You're going to have problems with those guys, but at least you'll have some damage reduction with the next talent I show you coming up. Focus Mana is going to be the last one I swap out, and that one's going to get swapped out for Harmony. And the nice thing about Harmony is that it gives you that damage reduction. Now, it's obviously going to be good because you don't take any of the stun or the slow or the root or any of that jazz, you know what I mean? Like, it's not going to be able to crowd control you. But on top of that, that damage reduction plus the natural damage reduction you get from being Wind while you're in the air, you're going to max out at 25% damage mitigation, so that's pretty good. But those are the two builds that I use when I use Tempest, and they seem to work okay. But that's it. They're nothing really exciting to me. They're just okay. And I don't want to knock Wind, you know what I mean? I know people like it as a class, and that's perfectly fine, you know. Do you? If you like using Wind, by all means, use it. I think it's better if you're going to main Wind as a squad or duos coupled kind of thing, rather than trying to do it in solos. Like I said, I'm sure there's plenty of nasty people out there that, you know, can use Tempest, and they're just absolutely disgusting, but I don't really see them that often. And this video right here perfectly illustrates the point that I was trying to make about how it's just okay, because it's like I do end up winning this fight, but it takes me so long and it draws so much attention from third parties that it's like it's almost not even worth it. Like, I really do think that the Wind Gauntlet is a better backup than it is a main at this moment, because the abilities you get as you level up just aren't enough to offset the low damage, you know what I mean? And like, they could balance it a little bit more by making it cost less mana, so you could throw like maybe 2 times the amount of Wind Shurikens. But it definitely needs something, because it's pretty bad out here with this Wind Gauntlet. I missed a bunch right there, I'll grant you that. That wasn't pro plays, but you've seen how many times I've hit this guy and he's still got health, so it's like, come on. Finally just had to give up. And I feel like this clip also illustrates that same point with the Wind just being okay. It's just so underwhelming. Like, look at that. I got a blue gauntlet on, I'm hitting for 6. The guy's like 10 feet from me too. And this fight, again, like, you want your fights to be, you know, obviously you want to have fun and everything like that, and you want to have an enjoyable experience. You don't want to just outright stomp everybody, but like, you don't want your fights to be lasting for 2.5 minutes to draw the attention in the world, especially when you're using Wind, and you can't beat everybody at once with that. So it's like, I don't know, I feel like they gotta do something. Make it so you can make like lightning shuriken or something, or fire shuriken if you throw it through fire, or ice ones, something. Like, look at that guy. He's got no health. He's flying away. I'm sitting here hitting him for 1. Well, 1 health, 1 armor. I really think that it's just as simple as lower the mana by half and maybe make it a little better that way instead of doing more damage if they're worried about the damage. But yeah. And I don't want to discourage anybody from using, you know, Tempest if that's the class you like. Dude, rock on, have fun. That's what this game is all about, is having fun. As far as from a competitive standpoint, I really don't see the merit to it being the main. It does give you a lot of evasiveness, and it does say, you know, it is a mobility class and all that, but you're going to find that you get into these fights that just, they take way too long to end, and before you know it, you're getting third-partied, and that'll just kill it for you, in my opinion. Like, I mean, look at me and this guy are both using wind. We're sitting here slapping each other for single-digit numbers. This fight's been going on forever. All it would take is, like, an ice guy in the distance to see this and take us both out. But I think that the best way, in my opinion, if you want to go about using Tempest, use it as the backup gauntlet, because there's just so much more to it with the backup than there is with it as the main, in my opinion. Like, yeah, you get the tornado jump, yeah, whoop-de-doo. But I'd rather coat the ground with, like, poison and then make it all explode with the shurikens, or make a tornado and catch it on fire, or catch it on poison. You know, look at it, like in this video too, it's like I do a bunch of damage off rip. It looks like I'm about to take this guy out, no problem. And then he hits me with like 1 crash wave and all my health is gone too. So, you know, that's kind of an issue. Plus, if you do a big chunk of damage and someone has recovery like I do, you know what I mean? Like, they're going to recover faster than you're damaging them down with that wind class, and that's kind of bonkers. It's like, why is that so weak? But in any case, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope this gave you at least some kind of insight into the Tempest builds and gave you maybe some ideas, or maybe just confirm some things you were thinking. But yeah, that's it. I'll see you guys on the next video. Hope this was helpful. Take it easy.